I am calling you from Milan. About 15 years ago, I have established V12 Design. V12 Design is a creative firm, and we deal for 50% of our clients are important Italian brands. Some of them are really famous brands. And for another 50%, we have the pleasure to be working with companies that come from all over the world. Therefore, we are used to deal with different cultures, economies, markets, customer habits, etc., etc. And this, furthermore, is enhanced by the fact that if these are only some of our clients, but we work with clients that span from automotive, consumer electronics, banking, furniture, lighting, medical equipment, finance, broadcasting, you name it. Which means that in these 15 years, we gathered such a wealth of experience touching so many different markets. And to top that, the clients we have can go from 10 employees, small, exciting startup, to international groups that have more than 100,000 employees. And this variety for us as creative people is an absolute treasure. And for some people is a nightmare, but trust me, our agenda can have bicycle in the morning, computer electronics in the afternoon, and a new service for a medical equipment late in the evening. What we do for these companies is we started, and it still is a very important area of our expertise and output, is we create and design the products that our clients then manufacture and sell, sometimes the whole range they do. But through the years, we have grown and expanded our creative services or output into visual communication, creating branding, coaching, therefore taking care and teaching managers into coming with a different angle to solving problems, therefore creative coaching to managers. And of course, more and more in these recent years, we have been undertaking projects of the strategic side of design, which is, as you know, called design thinking. We have now by far surpassed 500 and more products and brands and services that we have designed in these years, and they are currently sold all over the world and enjoyed by people, again, from all over the world. This is just simply and very quickly to tell you once more where I come from, not just geographically, but a bit as a background. Not to mention that my formal background is being a mechanical engineer, therefore bringing together analytics and creativity is part of my own personal background. What I'm about to share with you, and I will be very precise and very respectful of your time, is quite a complex topic. Design thinking is not complicated, but a very broad topic. And on average, my webinars on design thinking last at least a couple of hours. So please, if what I'm going to share with you will come across as probably like an entree rather than a whole meal, and therefore I hope I'll be able just to stimulate your appetite and hopefully won't frustrate some who would like maybe to know more. Eventually, we can get in touch with our friends from OneHub. We can organize something deeper. Having said that, if I asked you, if I had the pleasure to be in one room with you guys looking at each other, if I asked you what is design, I am pretty confident that you guys and girls would come up with these type of images. People being very good at sketching, fancy furniture, exciting and stylish lamps, not to mention all the fashion design. And these answers would be absolutely correct. But where's the catch? These images, these answers would represent at best 5% of what design and creativity is these days in 2020 in business. And because I don't want you to just trust me, because it would be very rude, I'm going to share this other slide with you. And you don't have to listen to my word, but maybe you will listen to the World Economic Forum's word. As you know, it's a very prestigious, very important summit that happens once a year in Switzerland, where politicians, economists, etc., entrepreneurs meet together, and their output is a series of very important reports, one of which every year states the 10 most important skills in the in the business, in the job industry, okay? And in 2013, they predicted, they always look ahead of 2 years, but in 2015, these ones that you see on the screen were the 10 most essential, most sought after skills. In 2018, they predicted that in 2020, yes, a bit of a challenging year, but it doesn't matter. This is the list that they compiled, and I've highlighted them with 2 green arrows. In second and third position, you find critical thinking and creativity. A pretty strong jump for both, and these 2 values, these 2 skills are exactly what I look for when I hire my people, my staff, and we are a design firm. So once these type of statistics and started to be spreaded and become a bit more common, so many managers of companies that claimed not to be, quote, design companies, unquote, started getting in touch with us, and of course also with other competitors and colleagues of ours, with the design community. And they wanted to know how they could boost, how they could bring creativity and critical thinking within their organization. And they insisted, because, you know, ours is not a design company. And that, if I may, is a huge mistake, because there's no such thing as a design company. If you think like that, you are linked to the images I showed you before. Design is not furniture, is not just furniture, pretty lamps, and fashion. Design, what is design? Well, design, and I hate that I have to rush a little bit with you, but I hope you can follow my line of thinking anyway. No, design is not good only for pretty chairs. And design, bearing in mind that to me, in my own personal vocabulary, innovation, creativity, and design are all the same words. I think it's important that I highlight this. So design is at the very core of innovation. And, sorry, I was suffocating. And I've spent the last 20 years, 15 with my own company and 5 around the world before, offering innovation and creativity to company. And so often I've been asked, and I'm still asked, so where does innovation come from? And I have to say that my answer is often, if not always, very disappointing, because I don't say that, and I don't think that innovation comes from the Silicon Valley. I don't think innovation comes from the advanced universities in Israel. I think, in my experience, innovation comes from each one of us, no matter how vast our range of responsibilities is, whether you're the CEO or the last junior hiring in the company, unless yourself, your team, the company involved in making the decisions, okay, your team making the decisions, is not profoundly, honestly, sincerely familiar with these 6 values, 6 pillars, on which I've held entire webinars. So once again, I'm just sorry to just share it briefly with you, but trust me when I say that by being humble, by being disturbingly curious, by being aware that the solution to your problem doesn't live within your own sector, is through cross-contamination that you will find the actually disruptive idea, okay? With these 6 values, you have the chance, once you have them under your skin, you have the chance to have innovation. So once again, to me, one takeaway that I'd like to leave with you is that creativity is truly 90% mindset. Of course, there's skills, of course, there's knowledge, but trust me, there's so much you can do within yourself, within your organization, just by working and focusing on these 6 core values. By being innovative and by acknowledging there's no such thing of my company is not a design company, you start and you would start and you will start thinking like a designer, thinking like a creative person, therefore jumping on board, if we want to use this very popular label, into the design thinking approach, methodology, and mindset. Design thinking is a really, really, really powerful and broad set of mindset and skills. And trust me when I say that there's no area within a company that cannot be affected positively. Therefore, embrace the design thinking, this attitude with which problems are solved. Bear in mind that, once again, in my own vocabulary, problems are opportunity. There's such a bad connotation to the word problem because it's mentally associated to pain in the backside, but problem in business is an opportunity. So given that, I swear design thinking can face and solve problems in any area of your business, of any business. Of course, for simplicity, also in my longer webinars, there's three main areas of the business in which design thinking and bringing together analytical and creative approach make a huge difference. I would love to share tons of examples with you like I do in my webinars, but I will just share one because, once again, I just wanted this to be an appetizer and not take too much of your time. And it's a project that we did about 3 years ago, and it's a project that works, I go back one slide, on the technology transfer, therefore the capability through creativity to bring a certain know-how and to invent a new sector applied in a new business. And I'll show you why, how. So Budri is an Italian company. It's a small company. It's about 60 people. You know, sometimes we work with big companies here in my firm. And sometimes I fear that people think that design thinking is only for Samsung, Apple, Tesla, etc., SpaceX, etc. Couldn't be more far from the truth. Design thinking, once again, is the attitude that even a team of 3 people can embrace. Budri is an incredibly skilled company, Italian company. I would say I call it the Ferrari of marble. They have the technology, they have the know-how, they have the automation, they have the craftsmanship, and they are the top notch when it comes to marble inlay, both in classic and modern style, and marble machining, etc. This is who they are, period. I think 70 years of history, 4th generation, etc., etc. This company came to us a bit more than 3 years ago, and their point was, what else can we do with this incredible expertise and know-how that we have? Because we feel that in architecture and interior design, we are plateauing, we are filling the gaps of this market, but where else can we take such wealth of knowledge? And this is what we did. Through the design thinking approach, we analyzed what they do, what they didn't do, what they could do, what they couldn't do, which was their company culture, which were the values we could work on, both technologically and non-material. And we came up with 5 creative business strategies, scenarios, which were directions, areas, opportunities in which we could see their technology, their know-how work. One of these sectors, one of these scenarios, was particularly exciting for the owner, Mr. Budri, the owner of the company. And therefore we developed further the scenario, and we fully developed the scenario, because in a few months, this is myself on the right and Mr. Budri, the company owner. As you can see, we embrace the same passion for eccentric hairstyle. And we, at OneHub Design, we developed the scenario, and it became a high-end luxury brand of eyewear made of marble. We're talking high-end from 3,000 euros onward per frame, with a very selective distribution from Dubai to St. Moritz, to you name it. There's a carbon fiber core inside that acts like a skeleton for this marble eyewear. And this carbon fiber core is closed, is sealed between 2 slices of marble. This is not plastic, this is not printed, this is pure uncontaminated marble. This marble has received a certain process that allows it to be machined down to 0.6 millimeters of average thickness. And this brings the total weight on average, there's different frames, down to 50 grams. 50 grams is the correct weight for spectacles. In these photos, you see sunglasses, but the same collection has also spectacles inside. And you cannot wear 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, something that wears more than 50 grams. This project, as an outcome, this collection, and now we've already launched the second collection, has had two results. One, it has become an extraordinary marketing tool for the company that has become very, quite well known, way past being a supplier of lovely flooring and marble inlays. And secondly, it has become a business unit with its own production facility, distribution, and of course it's become a money-making unit. So this, again, I'm very sorry it can only be just one example, but this is to me quite a meaningful example of where design thinking, in this case applied to a technology, a know-how, a company know-how, can bring you. And I think it's a quite strong demonstration of how far from the truth is, oh, well, design just makes pretty objects. Design, in this case, applied the analytical analysis, the numbers, the costing, the investment, the market research that we led, together with, similarly, and we led it as well, your gut feeling, your intuition, the heart that you put in development project. And at the intersection of these two approaches, this is where design thinking really explodes and shows its full potential. That makes companies change the way they do things, the things that they do, the way they run their own operation, etc., 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 in all the areas that is possible to take care of a company. I hope, and I stop here because I wanted to, again, stay within the 20 minutes bracket. So I just stopped myself. I hope, and once again, I apologize because I know I've surfed a bit fast across a few topics. But again, I hope this gave you just a small, tasty appetizer of how far design thinking done professionally can take.
Thank you so much for everyone attending. Once again, join us for other OneHub classrooms. Bring your friends, bring your colleagues, bring your parents and kids. If I could bring my baby, I would. On June 11th, we do have the open house for our Canadian Sales Society. Once again, thank you so much, Valerio. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me. Please, a big virtual hug to each one of you. Apologize for those with unanswered questions, but I will come back if Eddie wants me, okay?
Thanks, Valerio. Thanks, you, my friend. God bless.
Valerio,
Ciao,
once again, I would really like to thank you once again from your information. It's really wide open and really changed my mindset. Everyone's mindset is a 360 degrees. If a different area is a totally
good.
Don't send me the bills, okay? Don't send me the bills.
No. It's okay. Don't be silly. Again, thanks to everyone. First of all, our friends from OneHub and everyone else. So, ciao from Italy.
ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao. Thank you.
Ciao, everyone. Bye. Thank you.